Hey again. Did you leave a piece of you behind and you just now realizing it? Let's talk about it. Now, I was thinking about this as I was talking about this particular shirt that I have on. I did mention it in one of my videos earlier, how I was kind of hesitant in wearing it because it reminds me of someone that I was dealing with. And this is a common thing that I think that we do. When it comes to past relationship, ex-partners, sometimes we move on and we leave a piece of us behind. Now, if, real talk and being as honest as I can be, if I was totally over the person, it wouldn't faze me. The shirt wouldn't faze me at all. However, because the shirt gave me pause, I have to acknowledge that there's still something left. And so what I think we tend to do is, because whatever we were trying to do with a person didn't work out, we know that we need to move on, and sometimes we force ourselves to do so. But in doing that, what we wind up doing sometimes is we move on physically. Our body goes through the motion of moving on, seeing another person, dating another person, or even getting in a whole relationship with another person. But we leave our heart back with the person that we were dealing with. And I think that's something that we deal with. And an indication of that is when something triggers you about that person, like something that you're doing triggers you, like me putting on a shirt shouldn't trigger me. However, it did. And so we do this, and this is all in good intention because we know that, it just didn't work out. And so we're doing what we quote unquote are supposed to do, right? We are supposed to move forward. And we make that happen, knowing sometimes that we are not over that person emotionally. And that's what happens. So our body and our physical self is in a new place, but then our emotional self is still with the person that is no longer in our lives. Now, I think there's some things that we can do about this to prevent us from being split in this way, where we are leaving a piece of ourselves behind. And I talk about this all the time because this is part of the abstinence no fap journey. Taking the time to heal. Now, taking the time to heal means being separated from that person that is no longer in your life. Taking that space from that person that's no longer in your life. Before you can re-enter as friends, you have to have time away, in my opinion, from each other to heal. So that when it comes down to it and you do finally move on, you're taking your whole self. You're taking your physical self and you're taking your heart along with you. And you know that's true when you're not triggered anymore. You know that's true when you're not, there's nothing that takes you back to that person easily. Like, you know what I mean? And so this is something that I think we have to think about and practice, and not just move on for the sake of moving on, because what we're doing a lot of times is leaving a piece of ourselves behind. So, look around and see what your situation is. Have you found yourself in a situation where you've moved on, but your heart is, in another place? And so don't feel too bad. We do that sometimes. But if we slow down, we take that space, we take that time, we get back to ourselves, we can enter into a new connection, both with our physical selves and our emotional self. All right. All right, comments, questions. I would love to hear any stories about being split where you moved on physically, but your heart was left behind. All right, y'all. See y'all soon. And as always, love and gratitude.